There we go. For whatever reason, that didn't go live. Not what we wanted. Alright. Let's see. My wheel didn't save. RIP. Alrighty. We do have a couple. I think I can actually do random. Hey, Lamb Chop. Let's see. I just gotta move some things around. Where's the... There we go. Really? Hey, Nicholas. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. If you want to put your request right in chat, that's fine by me. I'm setting up the wheel as is, so I actually have a little cool thing planned. I need to get whiteout pens, but once I do, I was gonna write every member on my guitar. That would mean I have to use it more, right? The pressure would be there. Hey, I appreciate it, Nicholas. Thank you. Okay, here it is. Alright. Sorry, y'all. I had this before, and it just kind of went kaput. Well, that's the thing. As my brother would say, computers are fun and useful. Sarcasm. That's cool. I have this little wheel thing. And there's one more request from here. Samantha. Yeah, right? Yes. No. Yeah. Okay. Next was there's Patreon request. Gotta add that, and then I gotta add the community tab stuff. Sorry, y'all. The wheel broke. That's probably on me though. So. That one we already have. Okay. Yeah. If any members have not put in their requests, you can do so in chat. So I want to give you all a little time. If you want to put your requests in chat, we're going to be using a wheel to randomize. Okay, so it's going to be that. Next up. Okay, so that's the wheel. Now I got to go to Patreon and grab those. Okay. Nice. I think I actually have it in a playlist. Look at me being prepared. Kind of. Adam Napalm, you got it. Alrighty. always forget I have multiple pages of playlists. Okay. Did I receive your request? Not yet. So we'll wait a little bit. Is that on the, you put that in the community tab? Keep that playlist up. All right. I was going to start with a patron request, but I actually think that that's not a fair thing to do because you're all going to be waiting around. So I'll probably do the patron request last. In the community tab, I'm not seeing it, Lamb Chop, for whatever reason. Which is bizarre. I don't know if it's a different name on stream. I don't think so, right? Hopefully patrons see you're alive. Hate for them to miss their request. That'll be available. The live ones. Probably gonna put this one. We'll see. Ooh, the usher. Did I add the usher request? Okay. Lamb Chop, do you want to put your request just in chat here? And I'll add it. Oh, let me get the wheel up. The wheel of awesome. Whoops. There we go. Let's maximize that a little bit so we don't see the ads. Whoop. Not what I wanted. There we go. Voila. Is that gonna be it? There we go. Alright. Waiting for your request, Lamb Chop. I don't want to hit the button until we got that from you. To be fair. Checking the community tab, but I'm not seeing it. Let me open another. I wonder if I can see. Request Christina Marie sings 90s. Okay, I'll add that. I'll give it a spin. I think the why are they both blue? Oh well. Here we go. Okay. Oh, come all ye faithful. Here we go. I'm going to presume that this is the live performance. So let's put that up. Ah, I had background music on this whole time. Wonder, is it gonna get muted? Do I have that on? Okay, yeah, I have it on. Looks like space. So that should be correct. I need to tidy up my scenes. So that should be red. And scene is observe. Okay, really? Just observe? Alright. So I gotta change the scene. Sorry, y'all. It's been a minute. That can't be it. Why would that be it? Ah, that's why. Got it. Alright. I had it on resolve. So, oops. Right where it needs to be. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing these more often, so it'll get cleaned up over time. A little embarrassing wait, but... Okay, then we go to observe. Okay, cool. Show this to the camera. And then if I recall, all I need to do is hit play, and the script will be working. Hello Mimi. She's pregnant with twins, dang. Hey Ekuro. Alright, I think... Let me just double check my copyright prevention thing. I kinda need that one in order to be kosher. I'll delete all these. I'm gonna actually... Let's see. I have this Beyonce working that I was video that I was working on. I'm just not... Oops. That one I want to keep. A lot of stuff to clear. And that's okay. That's copacetic. Yeah, all of this will be better organized as I do these more. I think I'm just like gonna do more, way more live streams, and just like let it be bad for a little bit, and then eventually it won't be bad. Okay. There we go. Hey Daria. Is that how you say it? Daria or Daria? My wife loves the show. The 90s one. Alright, one more check, and then we're gonna be good to go. I've seen and audio. Current scene is observe. Yeah. Is it hiding the source? Why isn't this working? This should be it. Ah, that would be why. There it is. It should hit space here. Waiting for it to work. I don't know. I gotta make sure the copyright prevent is working before I move forward. Copyright prevent. Okay. Is it on? Yeah, let's restart it. Alright. Let's try this. Have I heard Jasmine Sullivan singing Motherless Child from the Elvis soundtrack? No, I have not. I haven't listened to Jasmine in a while. I gotta fix that. If we're going with Mariah Carey, did someone recommend Gabriel Henry? Not yet. Can I react to Halle Bailey's unreleased track Potion? I should, but today we're doing member requests. And for whatever reason, my copyright prevent is not working. So I don't know why that is. I kind of need that thing. Right, so let's do it. Copyright prevent. Alright, as soon as observe. Here, let's just try this. We'll try switching off. Where's the other one? There we go. Turn that off. Yes, this should work. Let's go. What was this? Okay.
Something that's very close to both of our hearts. This is "Oh Come All You Faithful" and Hallelujah chorus.
All right, hype. You gotta love that Mariah is just right there with her fans. Ooh. Love that piano. She always has this choir. She's so good at that. She's so good at that. Every time she has this wonderful choir, she goes to great lengths to do the sound stuff. It's awesome. 1 second. I don't like this giant head thing. Let me switch this up and then put this on max on my camera. Kind of like down. There we go. I like that a lot better. No one's here to watch me. It's about Mariah, which I'm fine with, right? Like, not as interesting as Mariah Carey. Shocker. It's a little hard to hear these runs to begin with. If you listen carefully, it's like she's right with the piano, still doing the runs. It's really interesting. That's beautiful. And there's... There we go. Okay, the source is being muted, so I gotta fix that. Where was I last? Okay, so we missed basically everything. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna have to disable the what I call the emergency emergency because it hides the source entirely, which is not what I want to do. Okay. She's doing this thing with the piano. You hear that? Let's listen to it a little bit again. It's the piano and her going back and forth. It's really cool. Also, listen to the harmonies. This is brilliant. Desktop audio's off. I'm killing it. Killing it, everybody. Is this the copyright prevent that's happening? Mind block, copyright prevent, mute desktop audio. Okay, I gotta fix that too. I've been so freaking... Alright. I think that's the last bit. I think that's the last bit of things getting in the way. Alright, let's go. I really love the, listen to these runs that she's sharing with the piano. And she even gets a suspension. She's really, really, really quiet here, and I guess it gives you a better image of like the choir and the piano, but I would like to hear a little bit more.
Oh, come, all ye faithful.
Interesting.
Oh, come, all ye faithful.
She's holding her earpiece, and maybe there's some audio issues.
All ye faithful, joyful and
Come on. Come on, let's listen to that.
faithful, joyful and triumphant.
This is something that she's just, when it comes to like arrangements and getting singers that are really, really good and putting it all together, it's really hard to find someone comparable. She hires the best. And the tuning here is just like magic. It's ear porn.
Joyful and triumphant.
That's delicious. All right, there we go. All right. Thank you for the warning, everybody. I swear I do this for a living. I can do this. All right.
Oh, come ye to.
This with ABC in this audio.
Oh, come ye to.
You're right. Interesting what she's doing at the phrasing, though.
Oh, come ye.
She's doing it. She does it really, really, really light with the choir. Oh, and that's so beautiful. And then she brings more meat into the low end, and it's interesting. She doesn't usually do this. She's breaking up the phrase using consonants. It's really interesting.
Oh, come ye to.
See, that's an interesting take on it. Oh, come ye, cut. Oh, come ye, right? Very interesting.
Oh, come ye to bed.
And then we get the choir again.
Oh, come ye to bed.
And then this piano. Listen to the piano. It's like perfectly on time.
Come ye to
That chord is delicious. Right on the T and right on the piano chord. It's brilliant. Love it. And I love that the air is here. Check out our air. That's something like really unique about Mariah's voice and the quality with the voice, because like the nodules can sometimes give her breathiness, but a little bit of more of a power to her breathiness than if someone without the nodules were to sing that. I don't co-sign going out of your way to get nodules, but it's something that she's learned to use, and it's really exciting. And then as far as the mix is concerned, listen to the upper end of the choir. Yeah. I mean, it's brilliant. You're not a real streamer unless you have something muted at least every stream. Yeah. It's live. That's my excuse. That's, again, the phrasing here. She's taking a very different approach. attention to detail on her consonants was very interesting. Yeah. Just the intensity of the aspirate, the is an aspirate. Ooh. Ooh, listen to the lower part of this run. That when she does do, right, it's like a sequence, right? And so when she gets to that lower part, like do 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 do, right? The lower parts there, take a listen to this. She starts bringing this aspirate in. She keeps doing it, and it's consistent and then used in different ways. So it's never boring. It's really cool. Now she's bringing more traditional phrasing. Still very, very... It's very different. It's interesting because it's like, it's a little schmaltzy, but it's still, every consonant is right in line with the piano. I mean... Yeah. It's real, I don't know. The choppiness of the phrasing, there's probably going to happen something she's going to do off the back of that, I bet. Oh my god. Oh man, there's this one moment here where her voice almost fades away. And then she comes in on a door. So it's phrasing that's playing around with the accompaniment. There are very, very few people who are as cognizant of what is around them, and she's being exact based on what's happening. You hear that us? Listen to the us. Listen to what she does on the us. Perfectly. She's blending with the choir. And then brings it home. See what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? She's so in sync with her choir. She's so in sync with the choir that they're doing this thing, and they do it all together. You know, it's funny. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I think you get it. That's brilliant. It's brilliant. Timing your glottals? That's insane. It's time to bring up glottals and discuss onsets, because it matters in life. There it is. I'm going to show this. I guess I could do a spectrogram, but this is probably easier. Almost certainly easier. Alright. There we go. So these are glottal onsets, and they have a very, very, very specific start. More than any other onset. Ooh, ooh, ha. There we go. So this is an aspirate gradual, and this is an aspirate abrupt. What that means is that when you do an aspirate abrupt, you're putting a lot of air, a breath of air, very suddenly, a nice big puff. And so the vocal folds meet, thanks to the Bernoulli effect. That's wonderful. They just come together, right? That's kind of how the vocal folds work. An aspirate gradual is when you gently, gently, gently use a stream of air to gradually put your folds together. But a glottal is when you have the folds together and then you just kind of make a sound. So it's not, they're closed. There's no air, they're closed. Right? It starts very quickly. And yet, take a listen. There we go. Et voila. Take a listen to how exact this is. Oh, I'm a little late, but that's still good. Ooh, that harmony is worth talking about, but let's get to the glottals. It's so good. And then listen to the harmony, man. The way that the choir slides in to the chord, her tuning with her choir is insane. So rhythm and pitch and harmony, incredible. Probably worth talking about. Do I have... Kind of. Let's see. I want to show off harmonies. Just tuning. Put that up. Let's just add another camera source. Not gonna work. Not what I wanted. No. 1080p. Voila. Okay. Gotta move my head here. Voila. Okay. And turn on the sound. Yeah, she's on time with them perfectly. And something like, you know, everyone then always responds, well, it's dubbed. But like, even if it's dubbed, you still have to do it on time. And if you listen to any of her recording sessions, Mariah's, they're like, she's a speed demon. She just like doesn't make mistakes. Ah. Need to reactivate. The camera's frozen. Rip. There we go. Deactivate and reactivate. Come on. There we go. Okay. So usually when it comes to harmony, we have different tunings, right? The modern tuning makes every half step the same. Whereas, see, if you listen to that, It sounds okay, but it doesn't sound like locked in. Whereas my wife is like cackling in the background. I think that's right. All right. So this sounds pretty, sounds nice. Now listen to this. You hear on the tail end of that, there's a locking in that happens. That's called just tuning, and you can't do that without an instrument that can micro tune. And it takes a little bit of time to be able to get used to. For whatever reason, the pause and unpause, I need to make sure that that's doing it right. Can't do micro tune. It takes a little. That's fine. Let me start and stop, because I want those auto jump cuts. They matter to my. Okay. Get the camera back. Do I have? I wonder, is this gonna? It's a little unnecessary, isn't it? What is it going on about? So this tuning that she's getting is incroyable. Is that stupid? Yeah, it's stupid. Just listen to how tight it is and how wonderful and locked in. And they're quick to it. This is not just a matter of being on pitch, because if you're A440, right, 440 hertz, which is A4, it's this note, and the other people are perfectly on the same like hertz ratios stuff, right? You don't get what you would need to make this sonorous sound. Listen to how they slide up here. And then on top of that, she's doing little runs where she's also tuning on the spot. I mean, come on. Let's see. Hold on. I gotta put my my thing back. Do boo do. It's insane, is what it is. But it's also like, it's not just on her, it's the people that she hires. And she's on her own, right? She's no longer with a major label. Let me check if the pause is working, because I don't feel like it is. She's also... Listen to... Yeah, okay, the pause is not working. Come on. Her mother sounds incredible. I can't wait till we're there. Leave it to me to, like, be 45 minutes into the stream and we're 1 minute and 30 seconds into the first video. What's up? Okay, cool. Don't give an address because I'm on streaming. Okay, cool. Thank you. You're the best. Thank you. My dad's an older gentleman and he lost his car. My wife just found it because she's a BAMF. All right. And listen to the tuning. This is awesome. Listen to this decrescendo and how she lets the flute come in. Oh, God, that's so damn good.
Oh my God! Whoa, very nice.
Very nice. She's signed to Jay-Z's Rock Nation, I think. Is that... That's not Beyonce's label, right? They're two separate. Oh no, she's Mariah Carey. I bet she gets to call the shots this point in her career. She was a guest on a BET performance, and that video went viral. I mean, obviously the forget the artist that also made the duet. She's like huge too, so it's not just Mariah, but Mariah's a big deal. Anyway. I did not see that coming. Okay. Not where I thought this was going. Nice. And she's bringing in some of the phrase. This is interesting too, because this is in different points in opera. Like, performance practice changes a little bit over time. This is a much darker, richer sound. And traditionally, when someone gets older, particularly with women, you're going to get like a wide vibrato. The tone is going to be a little squirrely, and that's absolutely not the case here. This is really, really solid. Oh my God. So what she's doing, what her mother's doing here, is she's contracting the areoepiglottic sphincter. And I'll show you what that is. Watch, Estel's gonna want me to like I hate Estel sometimes. They always make me re-plug in. Doesn't matter how many times I've used it. It's annoying. Like, I get copyright protection, but okay. Boo. It's not. Seemingly not. And that should... What is going on? Set recording time, range, turn on resonance. Is the recording device different? What is going on? Alright, recording sound settings. Ah, that would be why. Okay. Fixed. Juilliard, that makes sense. Reacting to this performance of Mariah and her mom vocally slay. It's kind of insane. Mariah's Beyonce's Parkwood? Cool. Alright. I didn't know that. And then she's not with Rock Nation anymore. Is she free? I can't wait until like she owns her masters. Anyway, hold on. And yeah, there we go. And he shall reign forever and ever. All right, a little bit in the basement for me. Let's switch this to a different view. Yeah, there we go. All right. So what you're seeing here is called a spectrogram. And on the very end there we go. To the very end of the screen on this spectrogram, you're seeing like this very much this wall of frequencies, right? Whereas you're not getting that before. Okay, so let's listen to what this sounds like. And he shall reign forever and ever. Right, little bit in my basement. But what you're hearing on the tail end of that is the areoepiglottic sphincter contracting, and it's really cool. Really cool. I wish the stop would work again. Oh, I don't want to bring it. I was going to bring up an anatomy thing. I don't want to do that right now. It's like super cumbersome. I'll do it eventually where I use that, but not today. So all this is to say that her mother is using different like shenanigans to get different colors in the phrase. The other thing too is you're probably hearing that this is not as crisply on time as Mariah, but classical music tends to play with time a lot more than other genres. And that's the moment where she contracts the areoepiglottic sphincter. You hear that steely sound? That. And I love this. She's bringing the steel, and Mariah is going to contrast as the phrase is handed off to her. Okay, Picardy third. Okay, little pop modulation. That's not a Picardy third. I'm wrong about that. Hold on. I don't think that's a pop modulation. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, that's not a pop modulation. I'm pretty sure that's forget what. Man, it's been such a while. Types of modulation. Secondary dominant. Yeah. So it's like and then if we did yeah, okay. That's kind of what a secondary dominant is. Okay, so going back to the piano right here. Frozen again. Frozen again. And without a Dina Menzel. Terrible jokes. There we go. So usually a pop modulation is just, you take a phrase like do, mi, so, and then you go do, mi, so. Here's a dramatic thing that's somewhat different. And it serves a purpose, but I think it's not appropriate in this context. A smoother way to change keys is to do what's called a secondary dominant, which is what we just heard. So secondary dominant sounds like this. I'm going to do 1, 4, 5. Okay. So the 5 here is the dominant. when we take the dominant of the dominant, follow me here, the 5 chord of the key that is the 5 chord. I know this is a little crazy, right? We're in C, and G is the 5 chord in C. But in G major, D is the 5 chord. Furthermore, you don't have D major present in C major. So this is how you change keys, right? 1, 4, secondary dominant, and then 5. Little mistake there, a little added suspension, unintentional. But that's what's going on here. It's a little bit more nuanced than your general pop modulation. So yeah, Mariah's got chops as a musician, is the point. I'm over here, I'm like, how much power does this woman have? Because it's pretty beefy. That's a meaty sound. I love this little vowel change that she's doing. Generally in classical music, you don't... The way that you want to change vowels is very different. So, and yeah, in classical music, when you have a phrase, I forget, it's a dip, no, it's, yeah, diphthong. Forever. Rise with Sony. I mean, like, having a major is still really nice. You have that money. I don't want a major label. I mean, like, even if I could get one, I don't want one. Probably couldn't get one, but I don't like the shenanigans you have to go through. So, what you do in classical music is when you have a diphthong, aka 2 vowels, right? And forever is not exactly 2 vowels, but let's just go with or, right? 2 different vowel sounds. So a diphthong would be forever, right? You generally wait to change the vowel until the very, very end. And that's usually what's going on here. But she slightly changes vowels here to kind of like morph the sound and mold it. That. Little dig there. And that you could call that a diminuendo, but it's accomplished through a little bit of a different vowel. She also raises the larynx a little bit, but it's subtle, very subtle. I can't with operant drums ever. I can't do it. It's too much. And yet, it's so epic. It's almost perverted. There's so many notes! Mariah's oh, she studied with this. Leontine is just incredible. Hi from the Philippines. Hey, Generally. Welcome. Mariah has said that they had to perform twice because her mom couldn't hear the music every time and she had to sing because of the crowd's cheers. A unique problem. Usually don't get that. Isn't with Sony, actually, she approaches labels per her requirements. Her latest releases have been with whatever label she prefers. That's exactly what I want her to be in. That's the position I want her to be in. Like, good for her. Someone is telling me that the crowd was so loud that they had to sing it twice. Like, these are not things that generally happen in opera. Hello, Epic. Wow. The way that she's getting up to these high notes. The belts are pristine and super powerful. Little squirrely there. Yeah. Wow, but she carves beautifully. So she gets a little, it gets a little squirrely here, but the recovery is actually really good. So it's starting to go slightly flat, and this can happen to anybody. This is it's the most temperamental instrument that exists. And so the way she adjusts is that she's doing these belts. It's not going well as she descends, so she immediately uses less air, and that allows her to more easily stay on pitch. That. Why? Why? What? Only Mariah is like, well, you know, the belts are, you know, they're okay right now, but I'm just going to throw in one of the most absurdly difficult techniques ever and a whistle. No big deal. What? What?
Oh my God! Whoa, very nice.
So she gets a little... What? That's a little silly. That's a little silly. I didn't even know I was still recording. I thought it was paused. That's funny. Alright. So the reason why that's insanely good, check this out. Right? So the belts, usually belts are actually one of the most reliable techniques there is. And the reason why is because the entire point of a belt is to make your fold super, super thick. So the cricoid cartilage, which is at the base of your larynx, can kind of go upwards and tilt, and that makes the folds go from this to this. And it has a very, very specific sound, of course. It's belting. Let me get the spectrogram here. Shit, what's the song I want to do? That's, yeah. So I'll record that. And you're not here! Wow. Someone's not warmed up. And you're not there! Gotta tone it down a little bit. There we go. And you're not there! Not ideal. Okay, now I need to get the whole thing. Alright, oh, wait on that. You'll have to excuse the sound here. I'm not warmed up. There we go. That's volume. So this would be a traditional, like, kind of classical approach. And you're not there. That sounds pretty awful to me. I haven't warmed up, right? But that's your warm, your vibrato. Yeah. I didn't add any AS. And you're not there. Anyway. So the big difference here is that the thyroid cartilage tilting can take a lot more breath pressure. All right, because when the thyroid cartilage tilts, and this is the classical sound, right? The Adam's apple goes this way and the folds stretch out. So it can handle more breath pressure, right? Because they're stretched like that. But because the folds in their belt are thick like this, they're shortened, it means that when they come up and down and there's too much air pressure, bam! And that can be very dangerous and cause what's called a vocal hemorrhage, which is basically your folds start bleeding because they slap together too hard. Keep in mind that for a woman, the vocal folds are about the size of a dime. So these are very, very fragile little pieces here. No. Let's see. And you're not there. There we go. Okay, that's a belt. Why isn't it? It's not. It doesn't stop recording. Annoying. Did I have sound at all? Shortened? It means a dime. And you're not there! There we go. I wanted to record that, and I didn't. RIP. And you're not there! Yeah, okay, I fucked it up. Lowered the larynx, you don't want that. And you're not there! There we go, that's a bell. And you're not there! Am I sharp? Oh, is that Oh my god. That was re-record, not play. Ah. So what I'm doing is I'm raising my larynx and then contracting the area epiglottic sphincter. And then I'm making sure that my posture is amazing so that I actually don't use too much. And you're not there! There we go. So this, on the other hand, this is a belt. And you're not there! That I end with a little thyroid tilt there to get the vibrato. And you can tilt both the cricoid and the thyroid. So you can belt and also have vibrato at the same time. So belting is generally very, very reliable, but can also be dangerous if you're not feeling well. So as a go-to, it's concerning that it fumbles a little bit for her, but what's awesome is how quickly she ends up recovering. What did I do? All right. keys. I used to do this with Resolve open. I'm gonna keep doing it. Because this is there's so many mistakes I just fix here. Alright. What was I doing? Oh yeah. In the play button. So she does that. She does the belts. The belts don't work out that well, so she switches to a whistle, which is insane and ridiculous. She doesn't hold it, and that's smart. If your notes aren't working for you, don't hold them. So she does that, switches it up, doesn't hold it. She tries to go very light on the way down, and it's still a little squirrely. Now again, this could just be that, like, this isn't a matter of technique why these problems are happening. This could be like vocal exhaustion, acid reflux. So what I want to bring attention to is not that there are mistakes, because that can happen to anybody, but it's how she is so quick to navigate around these mistakes. So there, she's tilting her larynx low, which gives you the same reliability and is also going to fatten up that sound, which is in great contrast to the whistle. So she's pulling out all the tricks. So whatever was going on, she just figured it out. This is spectacular. I have chills. This note is so clean, crystally, and beautiful. I mean, come on, a little bit of vibrato in there, lovely bright vowel, super powerful. Look at her mother. Her mother's like, oh shit. That's really good. What happened? It's like all the difficult, she just made whatever adjustment she made is exactly what she needed to do. Listen, like, she was having so much trouble before, and now she brings the steel and the strength and is able to traverse different registers. This is definitely more of a belt, and this is what I mean by belting is a little bit more reliable. Yeah. Yeah, she brings the power here, and it's like, it's delicious. It's scrumptious. It's very highly edible, but I don't know. Yeah. Someone just called me out. So the famous last words, the belts aren't working. Yep, well, I got schooled, didn't I? And listen, this aspirate stuff now, she's right on the money. That's insane to me. I know a lot of singers, and I know a lot of great opera singers. I'm okay-ish. But I know a lot of really, really fantastic people. And even still, every morning when you warm up or you're practicing and you warm up first, when stuff is not working, it takes you a little bit to figure out what's going on. And that's experienced people. And she just fixed it in like 15 seconds, if that. And now she's got the little mic technique. little runs here. I mean, what? These, oh my god, the runs are made. Even the color of the aspirate, listen to the H. Whatever the adjustment she's made, she's really doing a good job of keeping the folds together in a way that's not like violent. And you can actually hear that difference. Listen to the H. A puff. What happens when you make an H is it's a puff of air, right? The folds go open. But listen to how little her folds are opening here. It's almost like a crack instead of a puff of air. And I think this is part of the adjustment that she's made. The second I say something, she makes me look like an idiot. Listen to the aspirate again, the H. She does an aspirate abrupt there. Him, right? That's my alarm to get my brain turned into mush. This note, I don't think technically this is like that different from what we've seen, but it sounds so good. That's awesome. So as she goes into the belt here, she rounds out the vowel. It gives like a much more chocolate sound. That's a technical term. What I love here too, so her mom brings the darkness here. Right? So she brings the darkness there. In response, Mariah raises her larynx to get the sound brighter to make room for her mother. And even as her mother quiets down, she even makes that more extreme, bringing back the breathiness and going very high. That is a little classical being snuck in there. It's a whistle with vibrato. It's a whistle with vibrato that's not... It's not fair. A whistle is when, okay, you put the folds here and there's a little, right? Like there's a little hole there and you make the whistle, okay? But when you have vibrato, you tilt the thyroid cartilage, which stretches out the folds, so the folds are stretched and she's got a little hole there at the same time, and it's like, what? It's not right, it's not fair, it's indecent, and I feel self-conscious. It's absurd. Patently ridiculous. That's absurd, man. I've been meaning to do a gag here where I have an AKG microphone that's really, really, really cheap. So I was gonna do like, what's his face? Anyway, it's like a famous vlogger and he has these like cut kind of things that he does, this cutting style. And I was basically gonna like take the mic, throw it in the trash. That'd be perfect ending for that right here. So I'll leave that for the ending. Insane. That's preposterous. All right. An hour and 30 minutes in. One video down. I am shameless. Truly shameless. So at this rate, probably have to end with a patron request, but I'm going to be doing these like once a week. And I'll keep the requests that y'all have. Am I in the right one here? No, I'm not in the right one. All right. So I'm wondering if I should hit the wheel again, or if I should just do a patron request. I spent a lot of the Lara Fabian fans are really mad with me because I haven't brought the Fabian, and there is a request here. This is such poor quality. Let me actually just really quick like upload this and see if I can do this without stopping a bunch. I love YouTube DLP. Amazing. I just downloaded a 6-minute video in like 20 seconds, if that. So let me upload that. The checks, unfortunately, will be like 30 minutes on that, but so we're not going to be able to check. But I'm pretty confident that the Lara Fabian. I might even throw another member react one. Member's choice. I definitely got to go with a Patreon next. Just because it takes so long to do these. That's insanity. Man, great singers. Like, oh man. That's astonishing. That's not normal, folks. Alright. I think I can do the Lara Fabian one later. I gotta do Lettucey, Jill Scott, Kelly Price. This is insane. This has got to be the next one because I haven't also listened to these singers in quite some time, and I love them. Particularly Lettucey is amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So that's going to be the patron request. So y'all, the way that, hold on real quick. The way that the requests work is that right now it's for members. I'm looking over here because the chat's over here. It's for members. So, and it's randomized. So just know that. So all member requests get put on a wheel. Do I have the wheel? Why don't I have the wheel? Okay, let me move it over. There we go. Just to make sure like people understand, because I don't want people becoming members and then all of a sudden it doesn't go the way they want it to. So what happens is that a member makes a request and it gets put on the wheel, and then I run the wheel. But because I take forever and an eternity to do any analysis, these like there will not be another selection from the wheel tonight. This next request is from a patron. So just a heads up. I don't want to set false expectations. So, yeah. If you want it done today, don't become a member for that reason. All right. Let's do it.
Marsha Ambrosius, Lettucey, Kelly Price, and Jill Scott.
Man, I want to be so significant that when my name is announced, there's a fat bass line.
Lettucey, Kelly Price, and Jill Scott.
Right? Just, That's what I want. That's what I want to be when I grow up.
My skin is black.
Really interesting start.
My arms.
Interesting. Listen to the vowels.
My arms alone.
Dang. So we're getting a vowel. My, bright vowel, but then also she's contracting her AES, areoepiglottic sphincter. And that gives it a like a smarmy, sassy tone. So my, bright vowel, my, right? Gets all nasty. She's already speech-like.
My hair is woolly and
Okay. She warms up the sound a little bit.
hair is woolly and
Oh, I love that little roan, that tail end.
my back is strong.
Love that. Love that. Strong? No. Strong. She turns it into a triphthong. 3 vowels. Ow. Right? Ow. It starts with the A, O, and then a U. And obviously it's intentional.
My back is strong.
Nice. And I love the backing. Not the backing track. The accompaniment is great. Okay. All right.
Strong enough to take the pain.
Wow. Listen to her against the flute.
Take the pain.
Right? So good.
Pain inflicted again.
So it's interesting. All the accompaniment, aside from the bass, is really, really high up. Oh my goodness. Okay, that just fell. All right. It's very high up.
Inflicted again and again.
So not just the flute, but also the piano is going really high up. Meanwhile, she's consistently adding just a little bit more power. I mean, this is a singer who really knows how to shape the tone of her voice, and she's incrementally adding power as the piece goes on.
Inflicted again and again.
Yes. Right?
What do they call me?
Ooh. Listen to this phrase here.
My name is Sarah.
Ooh. The amount, the tone shifting that she's doing here.
What do they call me?
Right? So what do they call? So she's going back to that sassy AS contraction. But then, immediately to add some vulnerability, you hear a little bit of air leaking right here.
Call me.
Right? So a little air leaky to kind of like make it a little brittle. Then she pulls it back gently. And then brightens the vowel in the tail end of it, and then follows it up with this.
My name is
Nasal. She nasalized it. More sass.
My name is Sarah.
Ooh. And then she lowers the larynx, tilts the thyroid cards, get a little bit warmth and vibrato from romance. Right? If I tilt the larynx there, boom. Much, much darker sound. Her phrasing is so remarkably specific. It blows my mind. The level of musicianship. And like, I doubt she is, robotically making these choices or anything like that. Maybe she knows all this stuff, but what it is that these decisions are being made off the back of the words, which is the most important thing, right? Maybe she does know all this technical stuff, but you can't put that in front of the music and the words. So this is all because she's a great artist.
My name is Sarah.
Come on. Listen to that tone, right? Listen to that.
Sarah. Sarah.
Her voice is like, when you have like a friend and they're like, I don't like red wine. I want to stick to white or rosé. And you're like, you like red wine. And they're like, no. And you're like, yeah, you do. It just has to be good red wine. And then you go out and you get like a Bordeaux, a Chianti. And you bring it. And they're like, oh.
Oh my God! Whoa, very nice.
Yeah. They go like that. That's this tone. That's this tone. Incredible.
Sarah.
Oh my God, listen to the vowel changes here. Look at how she quiets it down. Oh my God. Oh my God. She uses a different vowel to kind of minimize the resonance here. But so she does this with her jaw, but her larynx is actually lowering a little bit from where it was. So the tone shift is immense.
Sarah.
Right? Beautiful. She's taking advantage of the fact that when your jaw juts forward, you get a very specific sound. Welcome to the lifestyle of the rich and the famous. Right, so she's taking advantage of that sound.
My skin is yellow.
Okay, hand off. Okay, I'm here for it.
My hair is long.
That's Jill Scott? Am I crazy? I feel so ignorant.
Between two worlds.
This is a very popular thing right now, and I hear it like all the time. I don't know where it started. I know SZA does this a lot. It's the doming of the soft palate. So traditionally, when you sing, you want to lift your soft palate, like, and I. Right, super operatic. My soft palate is super lifted. I have a lowered larynx, all that stuff. But even if I go, come to me, bend to me, with very little tilt, my soft palate is still up. It's giving you that shimmer. But specifically, what she's doing differently is she's drooping it. She's not lowering it. There are three parts to this, okay? There's muscles on each side, okay? And then there's the vertical one. So the vertical one is up. Meanwhile, on the two sides, those are down. So it works out like, that's Marcia Barosis. Why isn't she in the... Oh, okay, she is in the title. I'm just dumb. So then that would be... The first singer was Kelly Price. Oh, Tori, you have to be a member. But don't sign up for membership right now, because now we're on a patron video, and then we're going to end. So... and it's a percentage chance. I run like a wheel. So don't... Yeah, I'm not doing any more member reacts. So yes, this is for members only, but don't, because I would imagine you'd be mad that I don't offer you react. But there will be more of these. So that's am I got Carey, or did the cam just flip and flip back? It did. I have it on the script. It keeps things more interesting. Well, visually. I don't know. It increases retention, and I have it on a timer. Kelly Price is the first singer? Okay. Alright. So, right here, what she's doing is, come to me, bend to me. And it's like you're kind of like tired and you're whispering. It's very intimate. It's a very intimate sound.
My hair is long.
Nice. Okay. I just got told I'm ignorant and that this is Marcia Ambrosius.
Between two words.
Listen to that. It's interesting. So when you do this, this is suboptimal, which is fine, right? We don't need to get overly concerned with efficiency, and especially in this range.
Between two worlds.
So she has to make some consolations, right? She has to make some adjustments because this is not as ergonomic.
Two worlds.
She's very, very, very little breath, and her larynx is raising, which all helps her ascend. Then she brings in that vibrato, that's the thyroid cartilage tilt, but with a high larynx still, which is different. It's actually kind of like, it's actually like the technique that you associate with Disney. But she's keeping the soft palate domed, specifically for that color.
I do belong.
Wow. Wow. What a contrast in tone.
I do belong. Yeah.
She stops with the dramatic drooping, right? Because this is a range of motion, right? It's not assume the position, right? This is a range of motion. And she's adjusting it on this second part, which makes sense, right? If you're starting a phrase, what you can do is you can start it very subtle, very small, just starting out, right? And then you grow it and then get sumptuous with it. And that's what she's doing. And it is stellar. It's fantastic. Let's listen to more.
Yeah. My father was rich and wise.
Wow. So not only the soft palate lifted now, and with the thyroid cartilage for the umptuous on this part. Beautiful. And what I love is that a lot of people, when they want to go low, they like shove their larynx down and make a dark vowel, and they go like, no, right? Because to them it sounds dark. Because what's happening is that the reverberations from your folds and your O makes your bones vibrate. That frequency makes your bones vibrate. And because your bones are right next to your ears, it sounds better to you as you're singing. It sounds better to you, but that is not what people hear. This is called bone conduction. And so a lot of people with higher voices, as they descend, they try to go, right? Like, which, weird. But she doesn't do that. So, good for her. And then is very, very speech-like. My dog. I don't know, my dog sheds a lot, and like, she's omnipresent and all over me. Anyway.
I do belong.
Like that. That's what I'm talking about. Awesome. She just lets it go. And the effect is there. And she makes no apologies for the fact that she's got a different range.
Yeah. My
Still sounds great.
father was rich and wise.
Nice. So now we're getting a little bit of doming of the soft palate, but she's adding periepiglotic sphincter. Sphincter. And what that is there's the false fold, so there's the real folds. Above that are the false folds, just a larger pair of muscles. And then attached to the back of those is what's called the aryepiglottic muscles. When you contract the aryepiglottic muscles, the false folds narrow like this, right? Because here's the false folds, here are the aryepiglottic muscles. So this contracts and this contracts. Now, what ends up happening as a result of that is you get a very sassy sound at a very specific frequency rate. Okay. Let's bring out the we go sprint. Whoa, way too much. Yeah, no. That'll do. All right. No. There we go. Yang, 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 yang. No. There we go. No. How do I? Now the thing is, I have to recreate it in her style. I can't just do it operatically. There we go. I think that's it. There we go. Cool. That is what I wanted. Okay. So what I have for you here are 3 different ways to say I. Ignore the first one. The first one to the right of my face head is going to be just a speech-like delivery of I. The second one is me saying I, a little bit of a laryngeal tilt, the thyroid tilt, and that adds the warmth and that little vibrato. Okay, you can even see the lines a little wiggly. Okay, now the third one is with tilt and the contraction of the aryepiglottic sphincter. So it's a very specific series of sound. Untilted. I. Tilted. I. See how, like, that's dramatic. That's a dramatic change in tone. And that's what she's doing. And obviously, you can contract is the range of motion, right? So that was a bit of an extreme example. But she does it in such a way that it actually really gives this gnarly sound to the phrase. Right. This.
Father was rich and wide. He fought.
Man. So she goes from the nasty to immediately pursing the lips a little bit, which makes the vowel choice warmer.
He forced my mother lay one night.
Ooh! What?
He forced my mother lay.
Wow. Wow.
He forced my mother lay one night.
I've never heard that before. Let me explain what's happening and why this is so cool. This is incredible. Let me get the 3 different onsets here. There we go. Okay, so these are onsets. Okay, there's ways to start the notes. Okay, this is an aspirate abrupt. Right? So what's happening there is, what did that sound come from? That doesn't sound like it came from my monitor. What is up with that? Sounds weird. Whatever. So that's an aspirate abrupt. It means that I'm putting a lot of air in, and then my folds just kind of come together, because that's how you bring, in part, how you bring your folds together is you put air through it and then they adduct. Bernoulli effect, I'll get into it maybe later. But that's an aspirate abrupt. This is an aspirate gradual, where I gradually enter air into the scenario, and the result is a very, very gradual, smooth start of a note. Right? That, the last one, is a glottal. So in this run, she is using different onsets depending on what she wants to do with the phrase. And it's so cool and amazing. And that she starts here with a belt too, which is more insane. We got some larynx Olympics going on.
He forced my mother late one night.
I've never heard that before. I've never heard somebody use glottals in that way to define a run like that. That's genius. And I probably won't ever be able to. But that's very, 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 very difficult to do glottals that quickly. It takes very, very precise amounts of air. It's amazing.
So what do they call me?
Wow. All of these different little tone tricks.
So what do they call me?
Beautiful. I love that little note right there. That's very, very nice. The vibrato might be a little jagged there, but the tone is really lovely.
My name's from you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. From a soft note here
My name
to a belt,
from you.
and then cracking to move to the different note. There's so many subtle, amazingly brilliant things happening. She's mixing yodels with glottals. Come on.
My skin
Ooh.
is turned.
It's Lettucey, right? That's right. I love, by the way, the handoff, I'm not sure if this is on purpose, but she does a little yodel immediately in the beginning here.
Is turned. My hair.
That's not Lettucey, is it? Is it? No, it's not. Is it? I don't even know. Hold on, I gotta check. 207. No, so that's Lettucey. So this would mean this is Jill Scott. To educate myself. Okay, yeah, that's Jill Scott. Right? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna go with that. Do I have a Patreon? Is that what you mean by membership, or members like subscribers? Members like the way that... So members are if you hit the join button on YouTube, that's a member. It's like $5 a month. But I also have a Patreon, and either or the Patreon I get a higher percentage of, but the membership stuff is just easier for you guys. And it's much easier for me to manage deliverables with membership, so I don't mind the bigger cut. But that's what I mean by member. I should probably put a join link in that timer, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah, don't sign up for membership right now if you want a react. I should change the timer because we already did the Wheel of Fortune member react today. There are going to be more, but we're on patron request now. Can I drop a link? Yeah, just know that we're not going to do it. I will schedule another one of these for sure, but I'll give you the Patreon one. I'll throw both in there. Is this the right one? Am I viewing this? This is your creator page. I don't know. Let me just do the membership stuff. It's so much easier. It also makes your lives easier because, like, you'll see all the stuff. And how do we get a link here? It's the join button next to the name. So it's like next to the subscribe button. I think. I should know this. I'm so sorry. Let me check on someone else's channel. Franco. Sam.
Hola.
Yes, it is right next to the subscribe button. It's easier for you because versus Patreon. There is a join link. I don't know. I need to get my shit together. Anyway, Jill Scott. Oh. So generally, a nasal continuant and can inherently get nasy because that's where the air is escaping, is through the nose. But there are ways to make it sumptuous, and she accomplishes that. Oh, come on, that's so good. So she gets this really lovely tone here. Then she brings it up very, very kind of like almost like a falsetto, like very breathy. And then brightens the vowel like crazy, keeps that larynx light and high. But her tone quality is just so, so pretty. And that's not a matter of technique. Oh. Ooh. This tone, I'm getting, I can't get enough of it. So the crack is cool enough. That would be cool enough, but it's not done there. Right? Ooh. That's the kind of the abrupts we were talking about. That's an aspirate gradual. Ooh. Well, actually, it's after abrupt. Ooh. Right? Almost like a little yodel. And then, man, how would you even describe this? It's like, she kind of cuts the breath off. and then has that really quiet tail end of that with a brighter vowel, which makes it easier to hear. Brighter vowels are easier to hear because they occupy more high end. But it's brilliant.
Anyone who has money to bust, what do they call me?
She's singing on the mic sideways. Come on, Mike.
What do they call me?
Oh my. I suck. I'm glad my ego is not wrapped up into this because I'd just be very, very down on myself right now. This is brilliant.
What do they call me?
Oh, look at that. Look at that timing.
A sweet thing.
Her decrescendos are genius. They're so high level. Decrescendo being like tapering off quietly. And then there's these vowel choices. So specific. People get really pissed at how much I pause, but literally every little thing that she's doing is really important here. When singers are really great, every single phrase has tons going on. And that's my alarm that says I should have been done, but YOLO!
Sweet thing.
So, oh my. The tongue here starts narrow. Ding. And then she widens it, all while doing a nasal continuant. Means the right? Sound goes through the nose. You could still shape the sound, especially when you're up close to the mic like this. Just the little opening of the mouth, changing it to a brighter vowel. It's so subtle. Pianist. Come on, piano. Look at this man. That touch is amazing. Oh my god, that's how you know someone's a good piano player. So in piano, touch is very important. It's basically how you control dynamic with touch, right? So if I were to just go, right? There's no nuance to that. There's no phrasing with that, right? But what he's doing is, right? So he's using touch to get all of these different sounds. And I know this is a voice channel, but the reason why I love pianists, a really good pianist can discern how much touch they want in each individual finger. No, I'm not exaggerating that. Pianists are crazy. Yeah, each finger has its own. It's brilliant. Come on, lights. Come on, lighting. This is such a powerful image. Look at this. Incredible.
My skin is brown.
Ooh, different start. Okay. Very different start. Very powerful statement. My skin is brown. Boom. Getting to the point.
My manner is tough.
These vowels.
Manner is tough.
Ah. The queen of this mouth shape changing thing is Rochelle Farrell, whom I need to do more of. She's so incredible. Sorry for the cursing. She's amazing. So you're changing your tone with these things. This is not arbitrary faces that she's making.
My manner is tough. I'll
Right?
kill the first mother I see.
Ooh, boy.
First mother I see. Hey.
Oh my goodness. She's killing it. She's amazing. I love Lettucey. She has her posture is her superpower. Maybe not going to get to that. This is Lettucey. This much I know. So when you do a growl or a squall, whenever you use distortion like that, it's very, very difficult to go up high with. There's a very specific reason for that. What is growling and shaking like that are the false folds. So if these are the true folds and they're very thin like this, the false folds are really fat. They're very large, which means they can take abuse. But going high with them is extremely difficult. They're actually really good at making lower sounds. That's just the false folds going together. But in order to do this, in order to get up with the false folds here, you need to contract a muscle adjacent that's actually connected to the false fold. So if this is, so yeah, okay. So the false folds are like this little triangle here. Okay, so if you're doing this muscle right here, this is the area epiglottic muscle. So what she's doing is she's contracting it, which narrows the false folds. And that's how she's able to get up. Sounds like there's a lot of air, but it's not. It's gentle, exact, it's precise. And I want to bring attention to something that Lettucey does better than damn near anyone else. Look at her posture. We're going to listen. We're going to look at a couple of phrases here and just look at her posture.
Has been rough. I'm awfully better these days.
Oh my. This is Lettucey's superpower, is her posture. It gives her power, but it also gives her very, very much control over her breath. This is somebody who, like, I've never seen anybody have posture. It's such a fundamental thing, but she does it at such a high level.
Because my parents were slaves. Ooh.
Damn. Nothing subtle about this, and I love every second of it.
What do they call me?
You still my heart. This is my new ringtone.
Call me. Call me.
So pretty.
Sarah. What do they call me? Sarah.
It takes. This is something that people who are in choirs, who don't ever develop their own voice, in order to do what's called just tuning, in order to get in very, very close micro tuning so that it sounds really sonorous, something like this. You hear on the tail end there how it kind of locks in. In order to achieve that, most people decrease the size of their voice. And they reduce color. And they make compromises in order to create a blend. But when you have really, really, really good singers who are also amazing musicians, you get a tone color that is uncompromisingly beautiful. And a tuning that is majestic and exact.
Do they call me Saffron?
Marsha. Incredible. These runs are really distinct and
What do they call me? Sweet thing.
The level of decision making here is so good.
They call me my name.
Ooh, this might be dangerous for the ordinary human.
My name is Peaches.
Oh, I didn't know we were getting into heavy metal. I didn't know we were getting into heavy metal. Wow. Wow. So, the reason why this is brilliant, I'm trying not to curse. Look at her tongue. I know it's a weird thing to say, but look at it. There's a reason. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. This is extremely ergonomic. The tongue is forward, super, super wide. Now, notice how she kind of tilts her head back a little bit. This is something that people do that can help them find belt. Because what you have to do is your cricoid cartilage, which is at the base of your larynx, has to tilt in order to fatten the folds. So sometimes if you put your head back, it can help with that. But the problem that a lot of people get into is that their back will flare. You'll get these muscles, right? The scapula going down like that. And that's the last thing you want as a singer. The reason being is that because there's a muscle that connects to the top of the larynx on this bone here, the hyoid bone. Okay? And this muscle goes all the way into the scapula, called the omohyoid. So if you're doing this, watch the change in sound. Listen to this. Like it's unpleasant. So she's got several parts of this equation here. Chest wide open, right? So all of this, the biceps down to the pec, major and minor, have to be really, really loose. Because if they're tight, you're going to contract your scapula. So it has to be loose. Look at her hands. Super loose. Her hands are super loose. Right? Super loose. The back of her neck is still, it's like a ballet dancer, right? It's still extremely high, elegant, but it's loose and it's not stiff. And then with the tongue that way, all of these things, these little efficiencies, these little hyper focus on little detailed fundamentals, allow her to do an extremely difficult thing, which is to go high, contract the area epiglottic sphincter so that those false folds are thinner and they can rattle. That's so hard. But what people don't understand is that the reason why it's hard is because your basics need to be extraordinary. And this is what I love about Lettucey. Her posture, her use of her body is just bonkers. Obviously, every singer here is bringing their own amazing gift, right? But this is like, because posture is my own weakness, I like Lettucey is one of my heroes. I mean, come on. Brilliant. Genius. All right, folks, that's it for today. I swear, like every time I'm like, I'll get 3 done today. Then nope. Yeah. All right. Let me check my other video. Let's see if that Did I upload? I thought I did. Yeah, okay, the Lar Fabian thing doesn't claim on it. Alright. Yeah, good night, y'all. Gotta get done. Alright, thanks for tuning in, y'all.